But Liz, there's a couple of other little things that are happening in the US that we see. You guys sneeze and we catch a cold down under. Uh, and that is, for example, the one click to cancel. And that's to me has been a really interesting thing that the fitness industry's got caught up in because of the other subscription businesses that are proving difficult. There's also the right to be forgotten that's now raised its head here in uh, around the world, coming out of Europe into the US, and I'm sure will come to us, which really nullifies us as businesses potentially being able to market to ex-members or alumni members ever again. Where do you guys, as the Health and Fitness Association, sit with those laws?
Yeah, so there's two things there, and it's click to cancel and auto renewal, and we're fighting it at both the state level and the federal level. So let me start at the state level. That we're engaged right now in 31 state fights on click to cancel bills, and all 31 of those are a different approach to how to handle click to cancel. So it's not streamlined, it's a patchwork, it's a disaster. So now, opposite on the federal side, you've got the FEC coming down, or sorry, FTC coming down on us, wanting it to be a one-click click to cancel campaign as well. So we're fighting on the federal level, where we've submitted 14, I think, pages of comments so far with the FTC to say, how do we have a reasonable solution here? The technology just doesn't even exist on one hand to even be able to just click to cancel. That's not a thing. So we have a lot of education going on there at the federal level. But now at the state level, actually, we had a great win in both New Jersey and California last year on the click to cancel. So for example, California had a proposed click to cancel bill that had said you need to man your front desk with somebody for 12 hours a day who will answer the phone to be able to get out of their membership. And so we did the math on that, and that was going to mean $60,000 per employee per club to do this in one state. So we fought that, we won it, and then we had a great example when New Jersey came and tried to do the same thing. And actually, we worked directly with the New Jersey legislator on why this isn't feasible and what's a workable solution for business. And now we have model legislation, which is fantastic. So now most of our states are done with their legislative sessions, but as they start to heat up again, we will introduce model legislation on this that's consistent across all 50 states, and then we'll help our federal argument at the same time. And that's just click to cancel and auto renew. I won't go into anything else unless you want me to, but that's what you asked.
I want to pick up on that because you just said if that legislation had got through, it would have cost pretty much every gym 60 grand. A membership to the Health and Fitness Association is way less than 60 grand. And that's a very small investment to save yourself. So
I know, Justin, that's what we say. It's an insurance policy, quite frankly. I mean, if you look at the dues that probably any of us charge any of our members compared to what the legislative threats would be if one of these pieces of legislation passed, that pays for your dues right there in and of itself. And we're seeing this time after time on the state level with trying to eliminate liability protections is another big one going on here. Another one is trying to force members to accept cash for memberships, which is just hard to do. And most people don't pay by cash. And then another one that they're trying to tie any of our gyms and fitness centers to the fast food industry. So if we are serving a smoothie or some sort of protein shake, that they could call us the fast food industry. So there are just arrows coming at us everywhere. And you look at what your dues investment is, as far as if any one of those passed, it would be worth your investment.
Barry, I mean, we're recording this at the beginning of September, and I want to say, if it wasn't the last week of August, it was the second last week of August that I was sitting watching Channel 7 News, 6 o'clock at night, and up pops subscription memberships, and that the government want to get their teeth into it here in Australia as well.
Yeah, look, I perhaps have a slightly different view to Liz on this. I think you have to be very careful how we handle it. This year, for the first time in Australia, so I'm told by industry stalwarts, was the first year in January we didn't have lots of consumer protection advice to our general community about taking out gym memberships and be aware of contracts and stuff like that the first year. So I think that hopefully is a reflection of our industry being perceived in a different light than maybe it had been. I have no problem with auto renewal. I mean, I do that with my Netflix or that sort of gear. I think that's part of what we're used to. But literally yesterday, the West Australian Consumer Affairs Department put out a newsletter saying that they are aware of some gyms in WA charging $1,000 to cancel memberships or insisting on people coming in physically to a gym to cancel. And that and it says in the notice, this is against the law. We will prosecute. As we're trying to, I guess, position ourselves in preventative health sector and get government on side, I think we need to be very careful that we don't provide the media with ammunition to actually have a go at us, because that'll scare the government off. And it's in our code of practice here at AusActive for our businesses, it is that you facilitate people that want to leave a gym in a way which is mutually acceptable to both parties. So I guess I have a slightly different view to what Liz may have in the States and so on. All I can say is I think we need to work with the government and try and get on the front foot rather than react to legislation that comes in. Here in Australia, you may remember, JT, back in 2015, there used to be an industry called the sunbed industry. There was 3 cases of people getting melanoma, allegedly, through overexposure in the sunbed industry. They didn't regulate it, they shut it down. Now, they're not going to shut our industry down because we're too important, but I think we need to be careful that we are seen by government as being willing to talk to them and work out some really good ideas that's satisfactory for everybody, rather than just putting up the barriers and saying, no, not interested.